Yo, what's up guys? My name's Elijah Hill and today I'm going to be walking you guys through how I made my remix for the track Jumpsuit by 21 Pilots. It's out now on Trap Nation. If you haven't already, go check that out. I'll leave the link in the bio below or something. So what I'll do is I'll walk you guys through kind of how I put the song together and just go through which elements came first and try to explain my thought process a little bit behind it. And sorry in advance, my project file is insanely messy, just like every other one of my project files. So the first thing I added was just a kick and a snare pattern, because I knew how I wanted the drop to sound, and I thought the first thing was just add the drums. So I started out with super simple. There's just a little bit of compression and transient shaping on the drums. Nothing too extreme. I don't really process my drums too much. Then after that, I think I actually added the cymbals in later, but I'll just add them in now just because we're on drums. Yeah, so that's all the drums that are in the track. And then during the verses, I have just pretty much the same drums, just I don't have like that big snare coming in. Then what I did next was I already knew like what chords I wanted, and so how I always do my chords is I start out with the bass note and then I kind of build my chords off of there. So I started out with my sub for this track. Yeah, so I would totally recommend starting with drums and sub first in any kind of bass music, just because those are the two most important parts of your drop, and so it's important to get your sub and your drums sounding really clean and really nice before you start adding more stuff on top of that. So yeah, for my sub, what I do is I layer a sine and a square wave. Sometimes I'll layer a sine and a saw wave, and it's important when you do that you have the phase lined up, otherwise it'll be out of phase and you'll get some phase cancellation, and that's the last thing you want in your sub. Alright, so next what I did was I kind of added some brass just to go along with the sub and just to make that kind of low end more apparent. So yeah, so pretty basic. And then what I added next was the supersize. So I'll just kind of go through it one by one. So I have a couple different layers that make up the main chords, and as you can see, they're super basic chords. But yeah, so the first layer is, that's kind of the top end, and that's just Serum. I'm sure all of these layers are just Serum. And that's kind of like your mid layer. And then this layer, I guarantee you it's just the standard Serum initialized preset out 1 octave up. So yeah, together that all sounds like this. Super simple but very clean. What I added next was a lead to go on top of that, and that sounds like this. And it's just kind of playing the top note to have a tone that I want people to focus on. And that's just Serum with a bunch of distortion and compression. So together we have this now. And that's almost the whole drop. What kind of like is the main element of the drop, or it's not like the main element, but it's the thing that really sticks out to most people in the drop, and this is what I get a lot of comments about, is this sound right here. And it's called shoot up effects, and this is just another thing I made in Serum. It's very, very similar to the lead that's in the chords, just Serum with an absurd amount of distortion. And then what I did to kind of tie the original song back into the drop is I just chopped up the song and pitched it around, and yeah, so I think that is probably the reason why it got on Trap Nation, just because I know how much Trap Nation loves their vocal chops. So if you're trying to get on Trap Nation, try adding vocal chops. Might help. So that's it with the drops, and the verses are actually super simple. A lot of people ask me how I got those so clean. Like, people are gonna hate me for this, but it's really just Serum with a low pass filter. And the last part that I added was these strings. And then the last thing I want to talk about is these ambiances that I recorded. Yeah, so you can barely hear them, but if I turn up the volume all the way. So what these are just things I recorded with this device. It's a Tascam. Anyone who knows me knows that I always am carrying this thing around and will just record just random stuff. I'll be walking my dog and just pull it out and start recording birds and stuff. And I feel that if you layer that in with your songs at a very low volume, you don't even have to really hear it. You'll definitely feel it, and it will just feel a little more organic. So that's the whole song. Oh yeah, the last thing, probably the thing that helped me make this song the most, is this water. Shout out to water. You know what they always say, if you either stay hydrated or die, so you gotta keep water with you while you're producing. It helps out a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.